Alright, getting ready to do the first run on the new Super Sledge. Quick recap for those that didn't see the install video. I just did the M2C reverse motor mount with a prototype slide to fit the 5690 size can. And I've also got a new motor support to help with that. Running the Max 6, running it on 6S, especially for the first few runs. And then eventually I'm going to get it wired up to try it on 8S, but I think 6 is probably going to be plenty for this setup, but plenty is never enough, you know. You got to see what it can do. So let's give her a rip. Like the smoothness of this setup. Being a censored setup, I mean, for such a big motor to be able to, you know, creep and crawl like that is pretty cool. This is my first censored system in the bashers. I've always ran uncensored setups, and not like because I had something against censored. That was a good one. I'm not even anywhere close to being able to try and send this hard. These are just my warm-ups. But this thing is going to be fun. Wouldn't be a Traxxas without the body popping off. Yeah, this thing's impressive. To go that far before, it was giving it everything it had in this short of a distance. And now it's like, you know, half throttle in. I mean, those last two jumps are on par with the farthest I've been able to jump out off this jump with this or the Creighton for that matter. Like I said, it's got a lot more. It's just I'm trying to control it somewhat, you know. A little easier. Oh, damn. That was a hard hit. A little too much brake there. It looks like it took it though. This Trax is tough. The A-arms on these things are so forgiving to stuff like that. That would have been a broken arm on the Arma, guaranteed. And something came loose. I heard that bouncing around. I don't know what did, but I don't have power, so it's battery connector related is my guess. I got them taped up real good, but nope. It was that pinion gear came the rest of the way off. See what our temperatures are here, because I'm not running a fan on that yet. To run a fan, I even got the hose clamp style fan mount. I'm gonna have to loosen up the motor mounts to get it under, because this does sit right down on the chassis close enough to where you can't get it in there. So right on the end, kind of hard to tell because of the motor mount there. 92 side of the can, we're looking 114. ESC 99. So yeah, these temps are staying perfect. All right, we're back together again. So far everything else is holding up awesome. I'll go over everything at the end of the video. We'll do a check on everything, but so far this thing it's a happy camper. Actually, before I get running too much, I'm gonna measure out the distance where I'm jumping so I can kind of guess as I go. Yeah, I'm really surprised, you know, not running a fan, how well the temps are staying. So it looks like to get out to the sand where I want to be, looking about 74, 75 feet. Starting to get the feel for this particular truck, the way it's driving now. You know, the characteristics of that motor and ESC combo. Yeah, once again, about 65 feet or so. I mean, I can hear the chassis slapping on the takeoff. And I think it's just because I'm coming in with the front end pretty light, because I'm trying to get some good acceleration, because it's a short run up, that's for sure. There we go, good old Traxxas body eject. So far everything's looking good though. The exception of that, I forgot to tie that up. The exception of the pinion gear not wanting to stay on. I use blue thread locker. I've tried the orange that people were talking about. Oh, man, that stuff was hard to get off. Well, I mean, even with some heat, I was having some issue getting it off, but I'm thinking I'm probably gonna go back to running that. Because if it keeps coming off, I'm going to start losing gears. Just seeing what this does with the fun stuff. Do some flips and double back flips and whatnot. I do not have this set up as like a stunt configuration by any means. Oh, well, that'll do some durability testing. Back up. I'm determined to get out into that sand pit for a landing. But I seem to get to about the same speed over and over. I think I just got to commit more and see if it wheelies on me or if I can plant it down. See, it gets a little squirrely right there anytime I get on it too early. Yeah, definitely wheelied into it on that one. All my bodies are so beat up, they just keep popping off. And I forgot to do the little stick foam in the body clip thing on this body. I've got it on one of my other ones, and it did help quite a bit. I've only had that body pop off once since I did that, but most of my bodies are so hammered on, you know. Eventually I'll get something a little stronger, and like this one I only have Gorilla taped. I didn't do the E6000 stuff because I really wanted to see the difference between Gorilla tape and doing that. And in my experience, the E6000 and drywall tape is superior. It does do better, but I'm gonna try flashing tape next. That stuff looks pretty promising. Saw that somebody had a post on Instagram or whatever about using it, and in theory it makes sense. I mean, it's super sticky and rubberized, so should help. We'll see though. It'll probably be a while before I buy another body anyway, because I'm gonna start getting it to where they just fall into pieces before I get new ones. As much as I like my rigs looking nice, it gets expensive buying bodies. Maybe I'll just get one for a shelf queen body. Oh shit, there went that pinion again. All right, I'm gonna call it for today on account of that pinion, because that's the second time I've landed upside down from like 20 plus feet in the air. So I'll get it back over to the truck and we'll go over it, but it's looking like everything survived for the most part. All right, just got done with the maiden voyage shakedown run. The only issue, the only issue I had was the pinion gear did not want to stay on. Popped off on me a few times, but if that's the worst thing we had happen, not bad. Had a couple pretty rough upside down landings. Everything looking good. Motor slide still in there, good and solid. Motor mount's looking great. This thing runs just amazing. A couple upside down landings, but it looks like the carbon fiber tower up front held up just fine. M2C tower still looking nice and straight. I mean, perfectly straight. It looks like, let's see, all the CVDs came out unscathed. All the arms are good. Body's a little worse for the wear from those upside down landings. Both were my fault though. I mean, I knew that pinion gear had been coming loose. M2C chassis, straight as an arrow, as always. I mean, those weren't the biggest sends in the world, but they were pretty good. Looks like most of my screws stayed tight. Yeah, it looks like all of them did. So that's good. The only thing we had was pinion gear kept wanting to come off, but so far I'm super impressed and I highly recommend this system. I'm going to get it out for a speed run here soon. Probably won't be on this video. See what this thing can do, because it's a runner. I mean, and my temps stayed good. I mean, I got up to, what was it, 110 or something like that, 112, I don't remember what it was, but I mean, I can hold my hand on it. Same with the ESC. Both stayed cool considering I'm not running fans, and reasonably tall gearing with 2752, but I think it can take even taller gearing, so I'll probably end up trying a little bit higher. But I think when I do that though, I'm going to go with the mod 1.5 gears, simply because they do better on these big systems, especially when you start putting 8S through them, which I haven't done yet, but it's gonna happen, that's for sure. So yeah, I'd say pretty successful day. Everything held up. I mean, shocks are still feeling great as always. If you haven't seen any of my videos on this one, quick rundown. M2C hinge pins, M2C ZRS shock pistons and caps. They're the emulsion style. M2C chassis. I've beat the crap out of this thing, holding up great. It's perfect. M2C reverse motor mount with the prototype slide there to run the Hobbywing Max 6 combo with the 1250 kV 5690 can. M2C motor support in the rear. We got Trio braces front and back. M2C shock tower in the rear. Carbon fiber front shock tower. I was told it was Basher Queen, but I do not know that for sure. I cannot confirm. Running stock CVDs. I bend them all the time, but they still hold up. Running M2C outdrives. These things have taken a beating, and as you can see, they still look perfect. They look awesome. So check those ones too. Yeah, they're still looking great. These do have that captive side on there, keep your CVDs from popping out. Next thing I am going to do is I do need to get the M2C outdrives for that center diff, because you can see there it's kind of getting groovy. So running the Z 4000 milliamp 130C 6S battery. I like that battery. It's got some good punch to it. D-boots backflip tires. M2C universal plus 10mm hexes, so you can run these tires. And other than that, it's pretty much just whatever's left anyway that I didn't say. It's just Sledge stock gearboxes. They've held up fine for me, so saw no need to upgrade those. Went back to plastic hubs in the rear, had aluminum on there. They wore out. Still on the TRX ones up front. They're starting to get a little wobbly, but they're holding up so far. So if you like the video, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. Tell your friends about the channel, trying to get this thing growing. But so far, in typical M2C fashion, it's all holding up great.